Hello and welcome back, and I just got done watching the Cyberpunk 2077, like the full 50-minute gameplay reveal, and needless to say, I think this game is going to be something absolutely special. So while I was watching this, one of my bigger concerns with the game was, is this all that the gameplay is going to be? Of course, with it being a cyberpunk world, there are virtually endless possibilities that they can give you in terms of just gameplay, abilities, X, Y, and Z. And definitely throughout the demo, as they showed off all of that, I was definitely delighted to see that, oh, this game's going to be a lot more than just kind of a cover-based, run and gun kind of thing. And it definitely was a early version. Early version of the game, and it's you can definitely tell that's a early level in the game because your character gains the ability to zoom in, which is usually one of the first abilities in games that your character gets. Honestly, besides the gameplay portion of it, in terms of what we were able to see and what we were able to see in terms of abilities and weapons and etc. I think that the portion where they have the main character walk outside and hop in the car and where they're driving the car, I think is the more exciting portion of this game. I think the extremely dense city that they were showing off and the grand scope of everything in terms of how you can walk around, how you can drive in your own vehicle or in tons of other different vehicles. I think that that densely packed cyberpunk world with tons of missions and coming from a Witcher quality of just mission content. I think that's the more exciting thing about this game than the gameplay overall. It's the amount of content that you're going to get, also with the amount of quality gameplay you're going to get. So that to me, when I saw that world and I saw them walking around with all the moving parts with it, it is something that I think is going to blow everyone away. And I honestly think that CD Projekt Red, just the progression of their games from Witcher 1 to Witcher 2 to Witcher 3, is one of the best and fastest progressions of a game studio ever. And I truly believe that if Cyberpunk 2077 is a fantastic game and has Witcher 3 quality overall, I truly think that they are solidifying themselves as the best developer in the games industry, hands down. Of course, that is a very bold claim with an unreleased game, but I think just in terms of how they were able to build up their franchise with The Witcher, and then now going towards this, and with the way it looks like so far, it looks to be like they are establishing themselves as the best. Now, not to be said that this game, from what I've seen so far from the trailer, does have its problems. It does have an audio problem. If you notice that whenever they talk to people, the lip syncing is off, the gun noises are off, all of these sound effects are off, which is which is something that's very fixable, but it is something that if it doesn't get fixed, it is something that is a very noticeable problem for a lot of people, and they don't like seeing that. Honestly, I think I had a bit of a hard time watching it in terms of mouth movements and then just gunshots going off before the gun is shot, or people screaming before they shot. That stuff breaks immersion because it's happening without a action reaction kind of thing. So obviously the game still has got plenty of work to do. I'm sure that's one of the things that probably plenty of people are talking about and whatnot. But overall, I think the game, in terms of just the snippets that we saw of it so far, even though it's a full 50-minute demo, it gives you a whole lot more to question about, and especially the whole factions part of the game and how they talk about how everything is what if we didn't go do this, what if we didn't do this, what if we didn't do this. It seems to being it's having this big granular scope in terms of mission and player choice, which also has me a little bit concerned as well, because if you go back to games that did that before, like Mass Effect 3, and how the entire Mass Effect series was all based around player choice and how that affects the game and the game and the player, and how that game ended with the big fiasco with that. I don't want levels of that happening to another game, despite the fact that I've only really played just a little bit of Mass Effect. I wasn't really into it very much, but I think that Cyberpunk 2077 so far looks absolutely fantastic. I do want a more guided demo in terms of gameplay. I want something that's more sort of like a mid-level statement about, you know, what the story is, about what's going on in this world, or just something that's a little bit more focused in and not so granular, because that's something that I think that it suffers from. But overall, I think that the game looks pretty fun. I think that, you know, just in terms of the progression that they showed you here was very interesting. But overall, you know, they still got plenty of stuff to work on. I actually haven't watched it to the full end of it, but I don't know if there's a release date yet, so who knows when. I truly believe that this game probably isn't, you know, coming out until 2 years from now, probably. But game looks great. Want to see more. Fantastic that we were able to finally see it. Goodbye.